My name is Carlos Barboza, and we are in Canopy in Oklahoma City. For me, definitely, I come from a line of artists, really. There's lots of artists in my family from like different disciplines and different mediums. Growing up, I would always hear about my great uncle. He was a somewhat popular cartoonist in Costa Rica, and I may have met him a couple times and drawn with him, but knowing that that was a possibility for one to do for a living, especially a cartoonist, someone who does, what some people call lowbrow art, but he was considered an artist for that, which is very encouraging. As I was obsessed with movies and film from a very young age, and so I think also drawing, because what I would do is I'd watch a movie and I'd get infatuated with it, and then I think maybe in order to like relive that experience, I would just draw the characters, or I would do my own little comic of that movie or something. So I think it was also very much due to that, was just trying to recapture maybe what I felt just from filmmaking on a piece of paper, and then from there it's kind of where I hit the ground running. But people who inspire me, the people who I work with here at Canopy, they inspire me on a daily basis. All my friends, also who are artists, who have been supportive and who I see them doing very interesting work, makes me want to do interesting work. But then, and from like a personal place, definitely like my family, like my wife and kid, inspire me to kind of keep doing it because I have to. Keep a roof over our heads. And something that I've been doing recently with the latest paintings, something that, like, again, my friend Jay kind of was telling me about. It's an artist who described his first few paintings as painting his canon first. And I kind of feel that's kind of what I'm doing, where I am kind of digging into my past and, work that deals with my family. So for instance, this is like a portrait of my sister with a fish. And that has something to do, or to say about our relationship. That one, the boy sitting on the cow, that's my father grew up on a farm, and he told me how they used to just sit on the cows, like they were so domesticated, they would sit on them like horses, and they all had names, and so that's kind of where that idea kind of came from. So that's almost like something for my dad. And, other paintings I've done about like relationships and fatherhood, and like this one back here. So it's, to me, I feel like, I'm doing all this so that I can then now start just doing paintings about other things, or I can maybe kind of open up my mind a little bit more about what else could be a painting. Mostly for me, it's like the stories is behind them. I just seen almost like they put like little diary entries of some thought that I had into a painting. So I have a very personal love for them that maybe nobody else does. A lot of the context behind the paintings, I think, is also what, like I know what this one's about, and I know what that one's about, I know what that one's about. And so that's what I love about them, though, it's just like the ideas that went behind them came from a very genuine place. Yeah, I always create, so every element first on my iPad, and then I do just kind of like piece it all together how I want. And, for instance, like this piece back here, like the one of the two. Yeah, I have like different images that to me are like different, mean a particular thing. It's just a matter of like, layering everything and then just cutting out the parts that you want to expose. And it's a really funny process. It's not like willy-nilly. Like I know, like I want to show this part, or I want to show this much of like the face, but obscure this much. Sometimes obscuring too much. So I put a lot of emphasis even on like, what I'm showing versus what I'm not showing. I like having an image that is like juxtaposed by something else, like right next to it. It just lets me like, I guess, like say more and less of a frame, especially someone who's been so influenced by film. It's really hard sometimes to put like one thought on like, one image. So like, this allows me to kind of now add like different dimensions to it, maybe give it more depth and context. So we went into it with a very simple intention of just having a place to work. I needed desperately a space where I needed more room. I needed to be able to work on bigger canvases. And I just wanted to, like whenever you work from home, as great as it is, you do sometimes feel like you're living in a vacuum, right? Like you can't share ideas, you can't bounce things off other people. I made it work while I was there, but I was really hungry for the opportunity to get to be surrounded by community on a daily basis. And so when Dusty stumbled upon this opportunity to take on the lease here, this kind of became a very exciting notion of like, it was me and him, and then what if we bring in a few more artists to also be part of the space? And then we can just kind of have like a little co-working area and be surrounded by creative minds and pitch ideas to one another and critique each other's work. And I think this is like a win-win for everybody. And then, you know, once we cleaned it out, moved people in, and now we're here in the middle of the plaza, it's like, well, what else can it be? We have a main space outside where I have a big table kind of laid out there. We're hopefully, I mean, like, I think moving forward, what we want to be able to do is have like a big community space here for people who need a place to work, or even, yeah, I don't know, have like a project and they'd like to take a break from home and come here and hang out for a little bit. Or I just want it to be like a safe place where people can come and create and to share ideas and to feel, again, like we are taking up more space. Especially, I mean, being in the Plaza district, they want to call themselves an arts district. I think we need to take more space. We've had kids come here for field trips and things, and for them to get to see working artists, you know, with works in progress and seeing that it is a possible way to live, it's very encouraging and very gratifying to at least they can see that it's working out, even though we don't have air conditioning. And sometimes it's rough, you know, having to maintain a space, that it's possible and that it's fun. I'm Carlos Barboza, and thank you for visiting Canopy Art Center.